Hello, and welcome to Imperial Strategies, a channel devoted to strategy, history, and of course, Rome Total War. Let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about chariots, specifically melee chariots, such as scythe chariots. A couple of people could get melee chariots. The Egyptians and the Seleucid Empire being the ones who get them the most. Today, I'm going to talk about these chariots. I'm going to talk about their advantages, their drawbacks, how to use them, and how to fight them. Alright, let's get started. So first thing we're going to do, I've selected just some grassy flatlands so the examples can be very clearly seen without the hindrance of any terrain. So we're going to give ourselves a couple of chariots. And then we're going to go over here to our chosen foe, and we're going to give them horsemen, and we'll give them a lot of horsemen. So they outnumber us tremendously. And let's get started. And we're not going to mess around with any difficult strategies. We're going to select our army, and we're going to send them running. Scythe chariots, their great use is against horsemen. If they close with horsemen, they destroy them. Even when they're vastly outnumbered, like they are here, they just plow right through them. I'll speed this up a little. You see? Now, something to keep in mind with chariots is that they can run amok, as these units have done. Oh, there goes my general. It doesn't matter. And what it means when a unit runs amok, that only happens with chariots and elephants, is they go wild. The beasts that the men are riding. See, wave one, cavalry is destroyed. The beasts that the men are riding go wild. They lose control. So you can no longer command them, and also they can kill your men now as well as the enemy. So they're running around, no one can control them. If they run into a garrison of their enemy men, they're going to kill them just like they would under normal circumstances. But if they drive into a garrison of your men, they're also going to kill them. This only happens on the battlefield. If they live through the battle, once you return to the campaign map, they will be back under your command as always. That is the great asset of chariots. Fighting against horsemen. We'll show it here. The same thing with the Egyptians. Their charioteers are not quite as good as the scythe chariots of the Seleucid Empire, but they're good enough fighting cavalry. We'll select ourselves pretty much something similar to what we had last time. Like I said, they're not quite as good as the scythe chariots, so I pad them out a little bit, but you'll still see how good they are when it comes to fighting cavalry. So if you're fighting an opponent that has lots of armies heavily consisting of cavalry, you could see that scythe chariots, or melee chariots in general, depending on if you're playing as the Egyptians, can be a very useful unit of soldiers to have. there is no better unit when it comes to fighting horsemen on the open field. Now, we've talked about their great advantage. Let's talk about if you're using chariots, you use them to fight horsemen. They don't do as well against infantrymen, and they're very expensive, so you're probably better off, if you can, just using them to defeat the horsemen and then moving away when the infantry and using other units to fight infantry. Now let's talk about how to fight chariots. Once again, we'll select our same grasslands, and this time we'll play as the Greeks, for a change, fighting the Seleucids. Now, the great disadvantage, the terror of chariots, is hoplites. Any sort of phalanx spearman. If the phalanx stands, they can't break it. We're just going to take our phalanx men. I'll form them up into a basic square, just so they can't be outflanked. I'll talk more on how to use phalanx men in a later video. But for the moment, we'll just show you how well they do against chariots, even though completely outnumbered. This is how you fight chariots, with spears. Having a little bit of lag, but it's not super bad. See? They can't get through the spears. They just run up and die. Haven't lost a single man yet, though I've just completely wiped out several of their units. Now, if I was just one unit out completely alone, they'd pretty much be able to defeat it, because they'd be able to get around it. But even this guy, unit, he can move out. Yeah. I'm going to close this out because of the lag. But you see how well the spearmen do against the chariots. The lag's pretty bad. Chariots are the destroyer of horses, but phalanx men, spearmen, are the destroyer of chariots. This can be seen even clearer if I can find the right battle. Aha, a bridge. We will once again be playing the Greeks, just because it's easy for them, because they're mostly spearmen. We'll give ourselves, what the heck, 3 good units of hoplites. And we'll give the enemy all of those chariots. Now it's incredibly easy on this example, just because the bridge brings them to a narrow head. Move them up to the front of the bridge. Make sure you lower your spears again. See? I've yet to take any damage on my men, and they've lost vast numbers of units. there you have it. When using chariots, try to use them against cavalry, and when fighting chariots, try to use phalanxmen against them. Those are the two best opponents of each other. Thank you for watching. If you'd like this video and like to see more like it on Rome Total War content, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.